where Jared Jones is already answering questions about Tony Romo for next year.
Was there any scenario in which you can envision he comes back and is a Cowboy for next season?
Well, I don't have to get into that at all, and I'm not. As a matter of fact, there are several cards to be played. Don't think for 1 minute if you see something written or something said about what and where Romo is going to be relative to our team that there's any credibility to it. There's only one that can make that decision, and there's been no decision made.
There he is, president, GM, head coach, all of it. Jared Jones, there's only one. That man is me. So, look, Jerry's basically said it's unclear. We don't know where he's going to be. Maybe he's back in Dallas. But you can take some odds, of course you can, out there in Sin City as to where you might believe Romo can land. This is according to Top Bet Sportsbook. And the Vegas impact of it, I like to think that I floated this out first right here at the Big 120 a couple months ago when I said I thought the Bears would be a good landing spot. Well, that's what the Sharpies in Vegas agree with me. And the second team I'd given was the Jets because of that ready-made defense. Cardinals is a surprise to me because Carson Palmer seems like you got a guy. Okay, stays in Big D. That's plus 500. Broncos, interesting choice. Maybe John Elway wants to get a veteran out there. We'll find out. Chiefs are a long shot at plus 1,500. Tyler, do you like action on any of these? Or if you were going to lay down some cashish, where would you put it?
Yeah, I'm going to take one of the bigger long shots there. I don't like the Bears. I don't like the Cardinals. I don't like the Cowboys. I think right now you have an asset that you want to move to try and further upgrade your team if you're Jerry Jones. Invest in whatever you get in return for Tony Romo in your defense, which obviously was the issue in that loss to the Green Bay Packers. You have a starting quarterback for the future in Dak Prescott. But I have a hard time thinking Jerry Jones is going to trade Tony Romo within the NFC and have Romo potentially be the part of a team that knocks him out of the postseason or keeps him away. So I look at the Broncos, the Jets, the Chiefs, maybe legitimate, I'm not sure. But what about the Houston Texans? I know it may be difficult because all the money they owe Brock Osweiler, but that to me is the best fit. Defense, check. Ready. Running game, Lamar Miller, check. DeAndre Hopkins, and now Will Fuller and Braxton Miller. All the pieces are there. The only thing that's been missing for the past 2 or 3 years is a quarterback. Tony Romo needs to be with the Houston Texans. He can stay in Texas. Jared would be doing him a favor in that regard, yet still be sending him to the AFC.
Yeah, whoa. The first game the Texans ever played, David Carr was the quarterback right in front of the show. Right. Remember they beat Jared in their first game ever? And there seemed like bad blood from the start. You think he's going to let the shine go to H-Town in his own state?
Jared does not like the fact that there is another team in Texas. However, he does have a very, very strong affinity for Tony Romo. And if Tony wants to stay in Texas, but for whatever reason it can't happen with the Dallas Cowboys, Houston makes all the sense in the world if the Texans can figure out a way to absorb the contract from Tony Romo, considering they still owe that guaranteed money to Brock Osweiler.
Just throwing it out there. Think about your Rams. 9 in L.A.
Why would you do that? You have Jared Goff.